My dad framed my brother to save himself, so I became the son he couldn't outrun. When I was 16, my older brother Jacob was arrested for arson. The official story, he broke into a warehouse after hours and burned it down. The truth? He didn't even know the place existed until the cops showed up. My dad said nothing in court, sat there stone-faced while Jacob cried, begged, swore he didn't do it. Mom was already gone by then, dead from a stroke the year before, so it was just me, Jacob, and Dad chose silence. Jacob was sentenced to 5 years. I visited him every month. He never stopped saying the same thing. I didn't do it, man. I swear. Someone set me up, and I believed him, because a week before the fire, I saw Dad in the garage burning something in a steel drum. When I asked him what it was, he slammed the lid and told me to go inside. His eyes were wild, like something had snapped, and the night the fire happened, he wasn't home. Didn't come back until 2 a.m., said he'd gone on a drive to clear his head, but the car smelled like gasoline. I didn't say anything then, but I remembered. After Jacob went away, the house got quieter. Dad started drinking more, taking phone calls in whispers. One night I walked in on him talking to someone on speakerphone. Insurance cleared last week. Half went to the creditors, half's mine. Clean slate, that's when it clicked. The warehouse? It used to be owned by a failing company my dad worked for before they laid him off. He torched it, claimed the insurance, framed Jacob to buy himself a fresh start, and it worked. He bought a new truck, started dating again, laughed at shows like nothing ever happened, but I didn't forget. For 2 years I planned my revenge. Not loud, not messy, precise. By the time I was 18, I moved out and rented a small apartment with money I saved from part-time jobs. I told Dad I was just trying to figure life out. He didn't care, said, do what you want. Perfect. I started digging into his past. Every loan, every lawsuit, every shady deal. I found out he'd opened a credit card in my mom's name right after her death and defaulted. I found emails between him and someone at the insurance agency, messages that hinted the claim might have been fraudulent. They were old, but damning. I saved everything. Then I got a job at a courier company. Why? Because Dad had started his own small business consulting hustle. Most of it was fake, but he got real checks in the mail, from clients, from people who still believed his lies. I volunteered to deliver some of his business mail. He didn't even ask why. Free labor, he joked. What he didn't know? I started rerouting certain envelopes, letters, bank documents, IRS notices, and I kept planting seeds. One night, I anonymously sent a tip to the insurance company. You paid out on a fraudulent fire claim in 2019. The arsonist wasn't the one who went to jail. I attached a copy of the suspicious emails. A month later, they reopened the case. The police came knocking. Dad tried to play dumb, but now the questions were bigger, louder. The IRS got involved too. They found the fake credit card in Mom's name, the loans he never reported. I visited him the night before his arraignment. He was panicked, sweating, sitting at the same table he used to drink at like a king. They think I did it, he whispered. They think I framed Jacob. I stared him dead in the eyes. You did, I said. He laughed, shaky. You don't know that. I pulled out a flash drive, slid it across the table. You should listen to the audio file, I said. You talk in your sleep. He didn't laugh after that. The next day, the charges dropped on Jacob were reinstated, this time as wrongful conviction. He was released, civil case pending. My dad, he was indicted on fraud, obstruction, and conspiracy. The trial started a few months later. The flash drive wasn't even needed in the end. The paperwork buried him. They gave him 10 years. Jacob came to live with me after that. We don't talk about the details, just watch TV and eat cheap takeout. One night he asked me, do you think he ever cared about us? I didn't answer, but deep down, I knew the truth. He didn't. And now when my dad sits in that prison cell, cold, alone, no business, no truck, no money, I hope he thinks about what he did, about who he sacrificed, and about how the son he ignored, the one he thought was too quiet to matter, was the one who took everything away from him, just like he did to Jacob.